Okay, in this water tank math video, I'm going to show the dreaded minus a negative, or minus minus, or perhaps opposite up. There's a lot of different ways people say it. The most common way that I've run into it and that kids understand it, or I've come up through elementary schools understanding it as minus a negative value. So let's try to understand how I can use the water tank math design to visualize this and to be successful in my operation. No longer when I see this am I going to freak out and try to think of some rhyme. Hey, this is just a naturally occurring thing that happens with the toilet, actually. All right, so let me give you a problem here. I'm going to say 4 minus a negative 2. Okay, so 4 minus a negative 2, or 4 minus minus 2, or 4 opposite of negative 2. There's a lot of different ways, again, that people say this and understand it. All right, so again, 4 tells me that the water level started higher than normal. So I walk into my bathroom and I see the water level is higher than normal at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the next sign is a minus, so a subtraction. That's going to tell me I'm going to be dealing with the bottom area here. I'm not going to be dealing with the top. So, you know, I could probably even just erase this top if I wanted to. So I'm going to be dealing with the bottom part here. The next value says instead of water going out of the bottom of the tank, the next sign is a negative, so it tells me the water flow is going to go opposite way. All right, how many times have you there at home had your toilet back up? How many times have students in your classroom maybe had their toilet at home back up? I know it's kind of disgusting, but again, right away, I have a context that I can describe this to my students and they can understand it. They can visualize that right there in their classroom, right there on their paper, and they can draw this out. I would challenge any other system out there that can actually draw this out right there on their paper with some design to help students do this. So I know the water is going to be coming back through the toilet. So when water comes back through your sewer, what happens to everybody's toilet water? Well, everybody knows it makes a mess because it overflows the toilet. So I know that the water level actually comes up. All right, so the water level is going to come up. It's going to come up how many units? 2 units. So 1, 2. And I'm going to see the water level goes up to a value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 4, you know, again, minus a negative 2, or 4 minus minus 2, or 4 opposite of negative 2 is going to be a positive 6. And again, this illustration can be drawn out right on a student's paper, right next to their problems. And then I, as myself, as a teacher or instructor, can communicate this with my students. And I give them a visual to understand this. I'm not trying to come up with something that doesn't make sense to them. All right, let me show you again. Let's say I have the intermediate water tank, and I don't have all these curved lines, so not very much different, but let's say I didn't have any of these curved lines, and I had a problem, let's say 1 minus a negative 7. Okay? Or, you know, again, a lot of different ways to say that. So again, I'm going to go into my bathroom, and I see the water level is just a little bit higher than where it normally is, so it's at a water level of 1. All right, the next sign tells me minus or subtraction, so I know something's going to be happening down here at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put a curved line there. And then the negative 7 tells me the water flow actually comes the opposite way. So the water level, the water is coming back through the sewer. Coming back through the sewer, I know the water has got to go up. That's the only way it can go. So I'm going to draw some arrows here just so I visually know that, oh, the water level is going to rise. It's going to rise 7 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the water level is going to come all the way up there to a level of, and again, I can count all these and I can see that this is going to be level 8.